right, welcome to first intermission analysis. Minnesota Wild, Vegas Golden Knights, game 2 of the playoffs. It's 0-0 after 1. I'm Brandon Mileski, Pat Micheletti with me, and we'll be chatting about that first period, and we'll also chat about the second period at the second intermission. But Pat, good evening. Great to talk to you as always.
You too, Brandon.
First period looked a lot like the first game. It just
Flip-flop.
chances both ways. Obviously, the Vegas came out hard in the first period in game 1. Definitely the opposite tonight, where the Minnesota Wild were absolutely dominant in that period, but not surprisingly, couldn't get one past Marc-Andre Fleury.
No, he was terrific again, and I don't know. I don't know, Brandon, how you beat this guy. Whether it be his style, his competitiveness, I don't know, but it was terrific. He was terrific. Minnesota, on the other hand, did just fabulous job of blocking shots, and that's something I talked about before the series, is that Vegas trying to get a little bit too cute, and Minnesota's defense and even the forwards, they're reading everything, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, let's get back to Fleury for a second. You were a great goal scorer, and the fact that you are acknowledging you don't know how you'd beat him, obviously, it might just take goals like you got in overtime in game 1 with Joel Eriksson Ek, where you're just going to have to get some puck luck against the guy, because everything, that Bonino redirection that he somehow got a glove on, that was an unbelievable save. You had the Fiala backhand. It was just chance after chance for the Wild in that period, and he's saving everything confidently. It's not one of those where he's getting lucky, where it's bouncing off him, he doesn't know where it is, and just a swarm. I mean, he's in place every single time.
Yeah, and even when he can't find the puck, I mean, the puck's laying there, and and then just a ton of bodies around. I don't know what to say. I mean, he's been great. He's been great, and you just got to keep shooting and drive the net and try to get a rebound goal or something.
I thought one of the good signs for the Wild in this game, at least through one period here, was the play of Kevin Fiala. Yep. I think we know at this point you're gonna get Kaprizov showing up every period and every game. Then he's always going to bring you something. Clearly the third line scored the big goal in game 1, but Fiala, for a guy who was really the man in last year's playoffs and drew a lot of attention, inconsistent at times throughout the year, didn't necessarily show up every game, but you saw glimpses of him tonight that he's going to be on, and that's not good news for Vegas.
Well, no, because and I think I think they probably caught the ire of the head coach and the staff when they looked at the tape. And if you were to look at all 4 lines the other night, that line was by far the weakest, if you will, or did not have. Not that they played a poor game, but they didn't do much on the offensive side, and but much better tonight. Much better tonight.
How about the one power play the Wild had? I thought it was interesting, and I'd have to go back and watch the power play from the get-go to maybe revamp my take here. But they had Fiala on the opposite side of where he normally is. Right. Kaprizov wasn't the middle bumper guy, which he's been basically all season long. So I'm not sure if that was a strategic thing from Dean Evason, where they switched it up, which would be pretty impressive to just switch that up with one day in between and put Kaprizov in a spot he hasn't played all year long, or if it just happened to be one of those power plays where you get the puck in and you just were in those spots and you didn't move it. But if that was a strictly strategy thing from the coaching staff, that's a tough change to make with only one day, just one practice in between 2 games, and I thought they had good chances on it. And
yeah, they did. Those guys are so good, though, Brandon, and you should be able to adapt, and that may have been something where they said, hey, let's as a group try this, and the coaches say, okay, let's give it a whirl. And what I think, Kaprizov didn't get a lot of shots the last game, and so I think they want to open him up a little bit more. And if they have him on the side, they can maybe get him that puck, and he can skate it down on that left side and shoot it. That may be what they're thinking. I don't know, but obviously power plays are going to be a key factor.
Well, we've talked about it all year that I feel like they've been wasting Kaprizov on the power play by putting him in the middle because it's easier for that box to just surround him and he doesn't get as many touches as he should. That's a guy I want touching the puck the most out of anyone on the power play, and we'll see if they continue that tonight.
Because he's going to get the shot, right? I mean, if he is going to get a shot, it's got to be bang bang, or else everything closes up right away.
Chewy J9 says, what do you guys think of Kaprizov being thrown in with the fourth line there for a little bit in that period? They had the one defensive zone faceoff where they came out of the commercial break. They're going up against the other team, Vegas's top line. And I thought that was a pretty savvy move by Evison or whoever's making the forward line changes to, put Kaprizov with the fourth liner. So if you're going to put your top line out there, well, guess what? We still got something to worry about.
Yeah. Sometimes you catch the other team off guard. They don't see it right away and they can't make that change. Brilliant move.
TJ Knoll says, we have more depth than them. They rely on their top lines and their goalie. We need to try to get stick side on Fleury too. Too many glove side shots. He's automatic with his glove, gets stick side shots. Would you agree that the Wild they have the depth advantage in this series?
I don't. I really don't. I think if you're gonna look at both teams, quite frankly, I think they're pretty evenly matched. When you look at the goal scores, you got Kaprizov and you got Fiala. For Vegas, you've got Pacioretty, who's not playing, and Stone. But don't forget about Marchessault and Carlson, and in fact, Carlson has been a non-factor for me.
Yeah, that line has.
Yeah, I mean they've been a non-factor. So depth-wise, no, I don't buy that. I think they're very evenly matched.
Well, and who knows what the actual status is of Max Pacioretty, because you know how coy these coaches like to play in the playoffs, where for all we know, he's going to be out the entire series or he might be back by game 3, but they act like it's day to day. But that's a significant loss for Vegas, a guy who adds to that top line. That was a tough line for the Wild to stop during the regular season. I remember the first game they played in Vegas where Stone had 5 assists in that game.
Yeah, right.
You take Pacioretty out, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Wild have the better star power in this series.
Well, they do. I mean, right now, and that's what they miss. We talk about it all the time. Your specialty teams are going to win or lose you series along with your goaltending, right? And without Pacioretty on that power play, him and Stone together, I mean that is potent. And without Pacioretty, that's a big advantage for Minnesota.
Lindsey Baker wants to know who needs to be the key for the Wild to score in the second period.
Anybody.
Yeah, they can get it from anywhere.
They get it from anybody, Lindsey. I think sometimes you get it from unexpected guys, right? I mean, you might see a fourth line goal. You might, who knows? And at this point, who cares?
Jay Reeder wants to know, do you see Parise slotting in for Johansson at all in this series?
Not for Johansson.
No, I don't either.
I don't know. I don't listen. I think they put their lineup together with a game plan, and you saw it tonight early on. They're going to try to get Kaprizov out there as much as they can when they can. The fourth line is going to play X amount of minutes. Bonino and Sturm both kill penalties. That's your rationale, and I don't know. And listen. The pace of this game is crazy, and you're gonna and watch Minnesota's forwards. They're all working hard to get back in their own end. They're not giving up odd man rushes. How many odd man rushes have you seen? Not many. And You're going to need speed. And Johansson is not producing on the offensive side, but you need his speed in the lineup.
I thought he was fine in the first period tonight.
Yeah, and much better than game 1. That whole line.
Yeah. I think Parise can still play a little bit, and there's things that there's things that he can bring to your team. But the Wild knew they were a while ago they were playing Vegas or Colorado in the first round, and that's why Parise sat out the last couple of games because they knew they wanted to go with the speed lineup. You're watching the game tonight, Pat. I mean, this is a fast game.
Oh my gosh,
the pace is unbelievable, and
Brandon,
So we all love Parise, and he's had a great career. And heck, there might be an injury, and he's in game 3. He's going to be next man up if one of your forwards gets hurt.
Yeah.
But he's not the fleetest. He's never been the fastest guy in the world, and he's slowed down a bit. And this is a pace game. Johansson can play at the pace, and heck, I thought Bukestad looked good in that first period, Pat, and even your fourth line guys, which is who Parisi would replace. I thought Sturm had a really good game one. Bukestad's looked good so far tonight.
And here, why is Bukestad in? He can skate, and he's got a big body. And when you have a big body like that, it creates a lot less space. And he's got the long reach, and you can break up plays. They have their reasons. I'm guessing what their reasons are. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room, nor are you. But that would be, kind of my thought.
All right, Pat. We will talk to you at the second intermission. Hopefully, we'll have a wild lead at that point. But Marc-Andre Fleury will not make that easy.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. He's Pat Micheletti. I'm Brandon Mileski. Thank you for watching on all the KFAN social media channels. We'll be back at the second intermission. Go Wild.